Hey, welcome to What the Fumble. This is David. I play Lustra, the surprisingly soft copper dragonborn boy of this D&D 5e campaign. He's so naive he believes in children's stories like the Bagman, which I, for one, think silly things like that are giving Lustra an edge in the domains of dread in some twisted way. Even our own items are dreadful. If you want to keep up to date on how our campaign descends into madness, you can check us out on all of the usual social medias at WT FumblePod. And if you donate to our Patreon, you can add your own fumble to our fumble table. Get to know Colin, Sobi, Miles, Adam, Justin, and I as we do different things on WTFAQ and get early access to episodes. Anyways, as we looked at those spheres, we continue our theme of looking at things with episode 12, Through the Looking Glasses.
I don't know about you, but I know we dealt with all of those weird crystal balls, but I can't get those hands out of my head. Like, all I can think of is like just an army of things from the Addams Family.
Like swarm of zombie limbs.
Yeah. And it had that little like ringing bell as like a sound effect when it was like crawling along. So I'm just imagining them all just cutely
just
crawling up Salash's legs.
Oh yeah. You took like 5 bludgeoning damages of canapes as they were shoving them down your throat.
Nah, man, I got Master Hand and Crazy Hand vibes from like Super Smash Brothers.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay.
And they're doing all the comical like shooting, gun shooting and
Making
stuff.
all the hand references. I like it.
It would have been great if it was that hand from Legend of Zelda that comes down, grabs you, and then
There's another one.
Ah, son of a gun. That would have been great.
Floor masters as well. They were also the same hand things as well, but you had wall masters that came down like this, and the floor masters were on the floor. But that's Zelda things.
Miles reached down from the ceiling there.
Sobi, give me a good hand reference.
Guys ever watch like Gremlins? That was a good movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Another
adorable.
No, absolutely
No, it's
not.
just like I've been saying.
How the hell do you guys have so many hand
The only
references?
other hand, okay, listen. The only other hand reference I have is the hand model from Zoolander. That's it. Come on,
that's a
all
good
I got.
We only have so many on hand.
Thumbs down to that
It's
joke.
good. I like the complete 180. Have you seen Gremlins?
There are also
like it.
adorable things in the movie that Actually, well, Addams Family wasn't horrible at all. Like
Addams Family is
Hooer.
a great movie.
I'm great at pronouncing
Good
things.
at talking.
I'm the best.
We like listening to
Yeah.
horror.
Thank you, Colin Mockery.
Press
And
the
Ryan Stiles.
digitation.
Oh, there is that. Yeah, that's a good Who's Line reference.
Exactly. Yeah.
Horror. That's right. I forgot about that. It's a good one. It's an interesting show.
The sound of the bird makes the sound of our next band. Do you know what bird it is? An Arctic tern?
Oh, that's
What sound does that make?
Okay.
Tapioca?
No, it's Backstreet Boys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I don't know. Just
That's it's an interesting show. It's an
Yeah.
interesting show. It's like 99% horrible, and then every once in a while they just fucking nail a line.
It's like 3 good ones per season.
Most
man,
of
when
it
they
is
hit-
just like, oh god, this is.
It's throw shit, see what sticks the TV show.
That's
Pretty
it.
much.
And they're the best of the best, and that's why nobody came to my improv shows.
That is as good as improv gets.
Yeah.
1% funny.
Wow. I sure am glad we're doing a D&D podcast.
I came prepped. I don't know about you guys, but I came prepped. Somewhat prepped.
well, speaking of 1% of shit working out, let's see what happens with this episode.
Yeah, I guess we left off. I was questioning if you guys remember, Salash had kind of walked off into the next room to. So none of you realize he's had a little conversation, but he walked off in the other room, checked out the boneless, came back in this room you're in now, the room full of crystal balls, the surveillance room, and essentially suggested that you guys stick around for another night. Seems to be under the impression that if you knock the entire surveillance system out right now, it's not a bad idea, but once that happens, Slash's buddy seems to feel like there's not any going back after that point. So choose your timing carefully, is the advice from your buddy, Slash. Tess is the only one who kind of knows that there's a second voice involved, right? You've never told any of the other characters. So I'm curious to know how Tess feels when Slash walks into the room,
Just comes
talking
in with
reason.
Like a total 180.
Yeah.
Just went and did some soul searching staring at that boneless.
You ever see Gremlins?
Yeah, I'm not sure what Tess is feeling, because like my first reaction is the guy who got his arm chopped off last time we tried to get a long rest in just comes in suggesting, yeah, let's stay another night. It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, so I guess upon hearing that suggestion, Tess would just chime in after that and say, what makes you think that staying another night would give us any benefit? I mean, look at what happened to you. What are we going to lose next? It's difficult to run away if you don't have a leg.
That is why I made the suggestion, because if there's anybody who would object to staying another night, it should be me. But this is why I made the suggestion, so that way we could have a consensus, because while might not having a leg is one thing, we know that Dr. Rayner is now dead, therefore amputations are less likely to happen, and over and above that, given our current state, we would all likely die in the event of an escape. Staying another night, especially armed with the information that we have, might still be the most beneficial and highest chance of success.
I don't disagree with him. And it's not like we're about to get gassed. Assuming they keep a schedule, we have many hours.
Still pretty early in the day. Yeah, you got about an hour and a half at this point you've spent a decent amount of time in the surveillance room thinking about what's going on, trying to make a plan. So you got a healthy hour and a half before yard time shows up. So it's about 10:30. Yeah.
The gas. It has to come from somewhere. Like, it can't just be... I mean, I guess it could be magically enchanted and sent in, but I mean, I have never been magically put to sleep ever.
Myself either. So, once we get fed for dinner, assuming they keep the schedule that Erasmus has given us, we have 2 hours to investigate and try to stop that. And really, that means an hour and 50 minutes after Slash hopefully has the chance to see if it is magical in nature, or at least the system distributing it is.
I would think it's not magical, and I can attest to this because I did this when we first entered the first cell. I detected magic.
I completely don't disagree, but perhaps there's things blocking the way, which we have the chance to take out of the way. Or again, we are in a domain of dread. Therefore, vampires can do backflips in the sun.
Slash sort of lowers his head as if to nod in agreement and bows an arm. I suppose that makes the most sense.
Otherwise, we could shirts versus skins this volleyball game and take all of the vampires out.
I mean, we're not going to wait until the end of the day to do anything else, right? We still have about an hour and a half, 2 hours before yard time comes. We can spend that time clearing up this place, maybe bind our wounds in our room, pretend that we haven't been anywhere. I mean, it's a long shot, but it's worth a try. I mean, we killed an orderly and they basically just let us have the run of the place anyway. So
yes, he's over there. Most of him. Everything but his bones.
So let's go and cover our tracks now, the best we can, and head back to our cell. That's step one.
I think Merlin's going to give some pushback here, because he's certainly, perhaps it's because he's been pushed in a corner before, but he feels like we've already bit off way more than we can chew, and might as well go all the way and try and find out where Van Richten is, like right now, through these orbs, before going back anywhere.
Lynara's like, well, we know he's here. We know what cell he's in. The big problem is going to that cell and having, unfortunately, one of these other 9 telling the doctor what's going on. Whereas if we wait an hour and a half, we can find him in the yard.
Wait.
Hold on. How do we know what cell he's in?
I point up the map that Erasmus put with
From
the
the
X.
from the first
night. Yeah. And
why do you think that he's still there?
Well, if that is one with surveillance, I get the feeling this system is very elaborate, so it'd be very hard to change it on a night's notice. And even if they put him in another cell, the fact that we didn't find him on the first day when everybody had yard time means chances are he has yard time. Push comes to shove, we go back, they ignore us, we have the chance to rest up and bandage our wounds, and then we make another escape. Or if we have the time to go to the yard, we can actually see what their schedule is, what their strengths are, how they treat people. Talk to people other than us.
Merlin just kind of like chuckles to himself. There's no way you think we're making it out to yard time and them not knowing what we've done here. There's no amount of cleanup that we're going to do to fix that door, clean up, Dr. Rayner. I know he's in the bag of holding, but still, they're going to know he's gone. I just don't see a way out. It's all or nothing.
I've been assuming they know exactly what we've done from the moment we've arrived, not only on this island, from on that damnable boat. We are not prisoners. We are not guests. We are experiments and toys. We are apparatus in a lab.
Slash looks to Lynara and says, and for once, I think we could agree.
I'm agreeing with the Snake Man. We've all gone mad.
Well, there's maybe one other thing. You said that you could give a connection to Dr. Heinfroth when you were, in that observation area?
It felt like I could write a mental letter to him and give it to him, but he couldn't give one to me.
Okay.
It felt like a one-way communication.
And we know that Van Richten's cell is being observed.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
We assume that because his son assumed that, I guess.
The only place you know for sure that's being watched, I think, would be the treatment room that Slash lost his arm in. You remember that was watched, and you now know that the eastern door of the manor is watched. Those are two. Those things are connected to orbs.
So I guess we can't know for sure if Van Richten is being watched, because if he was, then potentially we could go make a kerfuffle in his room, shout through the door and give false information. At the very least, have a one-up there, but that...
Did you hear anything through the orb, or was it purely visual?
That's a good question. Did I hear anything when I was in that funny state?
The room was empty, so it's kind of, I guess you're probably not really sure. There was no one in the room talking for you to really judge.
But I mean, Slash carried a conversation on with Dr. Heinfroth when he was in the other room.
That's true.
But at the same time, I have no way of knowing if Dr. Heinfroth was in the room or not in the room, because my head was bound. I was staring straight at a ceiling. He could have been in the room. I don't know.
Crap.
And it could have been a different mechanism altogether from what we're, experimenting with here and what happened in that room. Not really a way to know.
End of the day, I feel
That's
like we should all go to the yard, see if we can't acquire more information, and make our bets based on that. See where people are. Like I said, information is going to be king here. Then eventually we rest up, get our spell slots back, find Van Richten, get the heck out of Dodge.
Merlin feels like we still got time to burn before yard duty, and it'd be a real waste if to leave now without looking through at least one more. So, regardless of what y'all are saying, he's gonna try and go into the Matrix and look into an orb right now.
Push someone out of the way.
I'm gonna play peekaboo with one of these guys, and
Can we attempt to take him down?
Merlin Carlyle. You want to try to stop Merlin?
No one can stop Merlin.
No,
Stop
You might be able to slow him down a little bit. But
yeah.
I mean, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I feel all better now. So
I was gonna say, the only person who probably could would be the Dragonborn.
Lustra's even pushing for it.
yeah. It was just kind of like, hey, I came out of that a bit foggy, but man, I feel great. So
You should do another one then.
I'd like to give all of these people
I think we're
hardtack
past
armor.
that point, Merlin.
Yeah, okay.
I think we're
It's worth a
past
shot.
that point, buddy. So you push another body out of the way.
I do.
And the same thing happens as last time. This body starts to convulse so violently that you can hear its spine break, and this person dies after a few moments of being disconnected from this crystal ball. And you and your big old lemon head sit in front of this thing and take a peek.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
a little peek,
Yeah,
huh?
like a jeweler in a pawn shop, just all up in that thing.
Roll me a D10.
A D10. Is this it? Yeah.
Please be the number we need.
An 8.
An 8. Holy fuck.
The lavatory.
You see Dr. Heinfroth
It's the bathroom.
trying on lacy underwear.
I'd fuck me.
Buffalo Heinfroth.
Oh, you lucky fuck. You lucky son of a bitch. You're about to get a lot of questions. You're going to answer the sound question too here, I think, because
yeah?
you hear some people talking.
Ooh.
First of all, you see a bedroom. A very nice bedroom. There's a nice wardrobe against the wall. A bunch of expensive, like pieces of art and a bunch of bookshelves full of books. A beautiful bedroom. Right in the middle of it is the most intricately carved black wooden coffin you have ever seen. And off to the side, there is a big wooden desk with like a high-backed leather chair behind that desk. And sitting in that chair is who you can only assume must be Dr. Heinfroth. He looks just as human as the rest of the crew of the Mercy did. He's wearing these very Victorian style clothes, right? It's very
A puffy shirt. Is that what you're saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
He's rocking a poofy white shirt like you've never seen anyone rock a poofy white shirt.
Sobe looks so smug right
So
now.
smug.
Killing it with
can-
his poofy white shirt.
Feel it from across the table.
He is talking to who you recognize as Captain Baker. Captain Baker is also in the room. He's kind of standing at attention in front of the desk that Heinfroth is sitting at. And you kind of come in towards you come in towards the middle of the conversation. It's Captain Baker's voice you hear first. Says, I say, ship, yeah, it can be ready tomorrow night if need. We can do tomorrow night, and there's no problem. And Heinfroth, because who doesn't love when the DM just talks to himself in different voices?
I'm here for it.
Heinfroth, right? Collins, that's the only reason you show up. Right? Heinfroth says, that is very good, Captain Baker. That is very good. I am very confident that Dr. Van Richten's state is sufficiently reduced for his transport. You will be bringing him back to our benefactor. Tomorrow night, then, you are confident you can make this happen? And Captain Baker kind of nods. Says, this is very good, very good. I do regret to have to send him off in any other circumstance. I would have delighted in bringing his mind to complete catatonia. He is such an intelligent man. But those you have brought to me seem to be sufficiently intelligent as well, save perhaps the one with the lemon head.
Oh, roasted.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm sure he tried to lie about it, but I'm positive he runs straight into a wall, break on nose.
All right. Yeah. Again, that's fair. I get it. I'm not offended.
Is Merlin gonna talk to Merlin, are you gonna take that?
Merlin's just gonna
Shout at Heinfroth right now.
How long the four of you in the room after Merlin kind of goes catatonic, staring into this crystal ball? How long do you give it before do you try to rip Merlin away?
We've got time.
How long was Lustra out?
I'm guessing you guys probably gave him a minute or two before you started getting worried.
Yeah, I feel like Slash would do the same for Merlin. Give him about the same amount of time that Lustra had, and then once he feels like he's had enough, Slash is going to go ahead and just turn his head.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like the perfect timing. Too much time, break neck. Just enough time, fully healed. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it does.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of...
Slash the chiropractor.
You kind of get pulled out somewhere around that point in the conversation. Maybe the last thing you probably hear is Heinford being like, "That is very good, Captain Bacon. Now, if you will excuse me, I must get my beauty sleep. Yeah, you know me. Don't try to take my 8 hours away from me." And yeah, you get kind of pulled out of the weird scene you just witnessed, and give me a charisma saving throw, sir.
Sure thing.
Damn it, Justin. Now I love the person torturing us and imprisoning us. Why you gotta do this?
11 total.
11 total ain't gonna cut it. Give me a D100.
Sure.
Watch him roll a 0.
72.
Okay.
72? Mm-hmm. When you get pulled out, you unfortunately suffer a little bit of madness. You now experience constant, uncontrollable tremors and tics.
Okay.
To the point that it's imposing disadvantage on all your attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. Oh, no. At least the ones that involve strength and dexterity, because you're constantly ticking. You essentially just developed... What do they call it? Does Tourette's make you actually physically tick? I don't think so. Does it?
It can.
Sometimes, yeah,
it's
sometimes.
like an extreme form of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Heavy ticks. All right.
Oh boy.
So there you go. But you now know another room that's being watched. I can't believe that's actually... I've got it written right here if no one believes me. The 8 is Heinfroth's bedroom.
I assume his tics are just him nodding the entire time, agreeing to everything they've said about his lemon head.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very, very smug and cold-looking Merlin just kind of looks up at everybody. And, with a smile on his face and teeth chattering, he tells you that everything that he heard. So he tells you that the Mercy is leaving tomorrow, and that Heinfroth is, reluctantly sending Van Richten on the Mercy tomorrow as well, shipping him off somewhere. Doesn't really know where, but he's leaving tomorrow. And that Heinfroth is also going to sleep right now, if that means anything to any of us.
Tomorrow night, specifically.
Right.
Too, yeah. Mercy is ready to leave tomorrow night, if need be.
He also called me stupid and said all of you guys, said all of you guys are smart, so...
Slash just sort of, does that, kind of thing where he just sort of, kind of nods.
See, I feel great, and Merlin is so energized he can't stop moving. Like...
Oh, yeah, I definitely feel great. Yeah, not as good as you, but... No, this sucks. This is terrible. I cannot control what's happening.
His spine is almost breaking repeatedly, and you feel great. It seems like two opposites of the same spectrum.
Maybe he was just in a bit too long. Maybe I got just the right dosage. Maybe he's close to ODing, that's all.
So what's the plan now? I mean, you guys have now...
That's a bomb.
You've killed 2/10 of the surveillance system at this point.
What time is it?
It's about... After that, you've got a little over an hour at this point before yard time shows up.
So around 11 o'clock is when Heinfroth goes to sleep.
There we go. He needs his 8 hours.
Potentially. And he'd have to be up before 8 o'clock because that's when the gas happens and that's when he does his playtime.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Sorry.
I'm writing that down anyway.
A lot of potentials.
Wakes up at 7.
11 o'clock?
Maybe has a little bath.
Okay.
It's a rabadaki and then...
Now we have about an hour. So if we want to take a short rest before the next people come down, we have to start now.
I would also like to take Merlin's dagger, put it in the hand of the one he just moved, That way, the one that has a stab wound in its neck, there's at least slightly more plausible deniability than us. Now, granted, this might be one of the rooms that are watched, but one of these people definitely has...
Well, I mean, if this is the room that is watched, they already know what we did.
Well, they think we're intelligent. Let's shove that in their face.
What if...
Let's prove them wrong.
What if we took Rayner's body out of the bag of holding, gave him the dagger, left the spine that he was suckling on, and in this room?
A much better idea.
And then he died of guilt.
And fire and spears.
I suppose
and
he is decapitated.
A sword.
So it sounds like you guys want to cover your tracks as best you can in this room. Maybe kind of make it look like Rayner was involved in these murders. What's the plan beyond that, though? That's easy enough to do. I'm not going to make you guys roll anything there.
Yard time, baby.
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice but to like kind of go back to our cell and pretend like nothing happened. Just kind of
Go
wait.
back to your cell.
Yeah,
Yep.
just
Got
kind
in
of.
about an hour and a half before yard time.
Let's use 20 minutes to clean up and then take a short rest. Just in case there's like bare knuckle boxing in the yard.
This is all assuming you guys get invited to yard time.
That is all.
Well, that's it.
So if we're not invited to yard time, then we have 6 more hours of
Certainly do.
8 more hours of pre-gas time. Mm-hmm. Great.
So that's the plan. Back to your cell.
Merlin will
gone.
suggest, a very jittery Merlin will suggest, we have to find Van Richten now. It might be worth looking in one more orb. See, maybe if he's in his cell or not.
No, you had enough. Maybe tomorrow.
I could take one more.
Addict.
Just one more, man.
One more,
Itching
man.
his arm. Yeah.
One more hit.
Do you have any bardic inspos left?
I have 1 bardic inspo left.
I don't want to leave one more corpse, though.
Also, Heinfroth said that Van Richten was sufficiently reduced, or something along those lines.
Yeah, he said he'd like to get him more catatonic, but we're sufficient enough.
And was sending him back to his benefactor.
Right, whatever that means. That's a big word for Merlin.
He said he'll be delivering him to our benefactor, implying that there's someone has commissioned Dr. Heinfroth to deal with Dr. Van Richten.
Probably Azalin Rex.
Which means they don't want Van Richten dead. Which means somebody above our pay grade. And the crew of the Mercy said they came from Darkon. They're not from here. Clearly, they can get back and forth.
Well, Van Richten was researching the fractioning of Darkon.
Mm-hmm.
Van Richten was sent here to be changed, dealt with, messed with in his head. So would it make sense that whoever is Dr. Heinfroth's benefactor would not want the fractioning to stop? Doesn't want it figured out. I don't know how that helps us if it's true.
Well, they are prisons of the Dark Lords that effectively it's like locking your child in a room full of candy, it seems. So would Aslan Rex want his land broken up? Is my question.
Well, I mean, that's also a question for Dr. Van Richten, probably.
Right?
Well, shall we head back to the cell to have this conversation?
Would it be worth, on our way back, just knocking on the door of Van Richten? Would it be worth it, or do we not want to cause any waves?
Well, we can be seen and now heard.
Well, out of character, I mean, if they're letting us do this much while being watched, right? If they are watching us, like, would it hurt to just write another note? Tell them, hey, you're gonna get kidnapped tomorrow again. Slide that under his door.
Sounds like a plan.
Objections?
maybe,
Yeah? No?
maybe even like knock on the door, see if he responds this time. He might not have been in his cell. He might have been getting mind banged. Sorry, mind fucked.
Better.
Much better.
We've got the explicit. It's fine.
Thanks for fixing that.
Any golly gosh darn time.
Mind made love.
So, to recap, sounds like bit of cleanup, stop by Van Richten's cell, and then back to our cell in time for yard duty. Yeah.
I like it. As far as cleanup goes, like I'm not make us roll and spend too much time on that. You do the best job that you possibly can with the mending spell and prestidigitation, and you just do what you can.
Sounds like Lynara does the best job she can, and everybody cheers her on.
Well, I mean,
Sorry, I didn't mean to imply. Yeah. I guess if you don't want to do
You're
that,
welcome, guys. Oh no, I want to do that.
you're just mad because I said prestidigitation so easily.
Yeah.
Super.
He is. He is.
He's a little upset about it.
I've got it spelt phonetically 5 times, and I still can't say it.
I mean, do you want a visual of Merlin missing the dustpan with a broom, like, repeatedly?
Yes, I do. That sounds fantastic.
Shit. Just, keeps dropping it or shaking it.
But yeah, cleanup wise, assuming that Lynara is taking care of most of that, we can do that without any rolling. They're all cantrips, so you got Lynara does as best she can. Talk to me about Van Richten's cell. We all going?
Good question.
Slash is just going to go back to the cell.
Sure.
He's not interested in seeing Van Richten at this point. He's interested in investigating the cell, especially where the gas comes out. But
You're right.
we'll approach that when we get to it.
I like it.
Merlin feels pretty invested at this point. I think he's going to go
Merlin's
to...
going to see Van
Yeah,
Richten.
yeah.
Lustra, keeping with the buddy system, is going to go with Salash.
Okay.
and Tess goes on the Van Richten hike.
Sure.
All right, so
Lynara? No,
Van Richten for sure.
Okay.
If everybody's going Van Richten, she's going Van Richten.
Okay.
Or
Lynara's gonna
anybody.
go full Rambo, run up into the kitchen,
Yeah,
spells blazing. No, okay,
that's
Van
it.
Richten.
Yeah, gets a bandana
Van
on.
Richten's cell, go 3 of you. Mm-hmm. What do you do when you get there?
Well, I'm not writing the note. I'm too dumb.
Heinfroth agrees.
That, and I doubt anything you could write would be legible.
All right, easy now.
It's all chicken scratch.
Oh no, the last time there was a chicken person in here, it didn't end well.
Oh no.
Do we want to just try to talk?
Boneless Merlin, sorry, I'm distracted. Lynara, is there hello in Abyssal? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says hello in Abyssal.
Gorbag.
Yeah.
You hear a voice come from the other side of the door. There's someone there. If it's... I thought you folks kept to a tight schedule. I told you yesterday I have no interest in your volleyball tournament. Leave me be.
Lynara will say in common, I don't know, sir. I'm an amazing setter, and I've seen your spiking, and it is amazing. She'll kick the slit down at the bottom of the door open and slide in the Almirage horn she was sent to retrieve.
Mic drop.
You hear the same voice. Now, what is this? Am I supposed to eat this thing?
I don't know. You sent me for it.
Who? Have we met?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
It's Lynara. Her name's Lynara.
Slash's ears perk up. Did you hear that?
Lynara, is it? I don't think I've ever heard that name before. I must ask you then, Lynara, have you seen my glasses? Someone keeps putting these strange notes in my room full of gibberish, and I can't read a damn thing they say. Has anyone seen my glasses?
I'm sorry, sir. You did not teach me Braille yet. I would assume that's the 6-month course. Do you know if they would be keeping your glasses somewhere?
But obviously they must be. I can't find them at all.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, who are you? I think I heard more than one voice out there.
Well, you heard Merlin Carlyle. You don't know me. We haven't met, but
Carlyle.
you seem very important, sir, and we're here to retrieve you.
Ah, yes, I suppose I've been considered important by some. My name is Dr. Rudolph Van Richten. It is a pleasure to meet you, Merlin Carlyle.
Yes, and I'm joined again by Lynara, whom you should know, and another one named Tess
Merlin.
DeSantis.
Tess, is it? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Have any of you seen my glasses?
No, Doctor, we have not seen your glasses. We are merely
True shame.
prisoners like yourself.
Can't find them anywhere.
They might be the prize for the volleyball tournament.
Tess is looking very, very concernedly at Lynara right now.
Well, I look like everybody else because I'm wearing a robe.
Have any of
Great,
you
moving on.
Have any of you peeked in the food hole?
I thought Lynara might have.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I'm just making sure.
I kicked it in, and I was going to present my face, and then he said that, and now she's standing here crestfallen.
Okay, well, Merlin's gonna try and blurt out the important stuff before someone comes for us. Doctor, it is important that you know that someone is coming to get you tomorrow. Tomorrow night, you're going aboard the Mercy again and taken somewhere else.
I'm sorry. Who? Have you seen my glasses? What did you say your names were?
Ooh.
Merlin Carlyle.
Carlyle.
Kind of big deal in
I don't
Waterdeep.
recognize the name.
Yeah, that's not important. What is important is that you're gonna be taken again tomorrow night.
Taken again? Where would I possibly go? Back to that wretched room they keep bringing me to every night? I've had quite an... Oh, here they are. And they're my glasses. And he seems to have found his glasses. Maybe they were on his head. They were on my head the whole time.
Oh,
He's catatonic and he's an idiot.
Mr. Van Richten, do you know where you are right now?
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. None of you are orderlies, are you?
Sure we are.
I don't believe so. Whoever you people are, you're clearly not... Oh, damn it, where did my glasses just go?
Oh, no.
I had them just a moment ago. Oh, they're in my hand. There they are.
Oh.
Whoever you people are, you're clearly not orderlies. I won't have any of it. So perhaps we can work together then to escape this wretched domain we're in.
You know
Yes.
Do you know we're in Dominia?
Dominia, yes. Between you and me... What was your name again?
Tessantius.
Tessantius. Have you seen my glasses?
Have you checked the bridge of your nose?
Ah, yes, there they are. Quite so. Very well done, Tessantius.
Ah, well, I've been told I was very perceptive.
Well, between me and you, I believe we're in a den of vampires. Cerebral vampires.
Go on.
Some of the most dangerous creatures in existence. Much different than your typical vampire. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Tessantius.
Ah, Tessantius. Have you seen my glasses, young lady?
Are you currently cleaning them on the corner of your shirt?
Ah, so I am.
Ah, wonderful. I just feel it's nice to feel like you're helpful, you know?
Well, you're certainly working out just fine. Pleasure to have met you.
Slash
Likewise.
sneezes.
Doctor, it's Merlin Carlyle. You mentioned an escape plan, perhaps?
Yes. It will not be easy, for you see, these are not like your typical vampire. They feed on spinal and cerebral fluids. They are horribly dangerous. Instead of draining the life from their victims, they are capable of draining their intelligence. They can leave you completely catatonic if they desire, with one bite to your skull. Damn it, where are those glasses?
Top of your head again, sir.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Glad to be of help.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, we've seen these vampires and what they can do, and that's why we're here to see you. So, again, the escape plan?
Ah, yes. Well, we'll have to be very smart about the whole thing. You see, these cerebral vampires, they don't care about the sunlight. They care nothing about running water. They're extremely intelligent. But they do have their weaknesses.
Go on.
I shall, as soon as I locate my glasses. I can't seem to have...
Collar of your shirt, sir.
Ah, of course. Should have looked there to begin with. How foolish of me. What were we talking about?
A smart way of escaping, and you said that they have weaknesses, these vampires.
Yes, cerebral vampires. They have weaknesses indeed. What was your name?
Merlin Carlyle.
Pleasure to have met you.
Likewise.
You see, being that these cerebral vampires are creatures of high intelligence, they value the clarity of the mind above all else. They require sleep. 8 hours of it every day. Without it, their mind becomes cloudy, and they are all but useless. Oh, and alcohol. They despise it. Smash a bottle of booze on one of them, it'll have the same effect as radiant magic. End their regeneration. They cannot stand to be inebriated or tired. Their very existence requires their mind to be clear and sharp at all times. Has anyone seen my glasses?
Someone else want to get this one?
We just start pointing at points.
Breast pocket?
No.
Other breasts, sir.
Oh, there they are. Thank you.
Teamwork. I go for a high five.
Very valuable information, Doctor.
Yes.
Again, yes, thank you very much.
Yes, I've been planning an escape for days. My best thought so far is to escape while this Dr. Heinfroth is sleeping. Like all the others, he will require his 8 hours of sleep. Find out when that happens.
Approximately. Actually, I will. Now that I know he has his glasses, I'll write 11 to 7 in Abyssal and slide it underneath.
In Abyssal?
In Abyssal.
What gibberish is this written in?
I will try Infernal.
Same response. You get the impression that he actually, he legit does not understand these languages anymore.
Oh my god.
It's not registering. It's not. Get the idea. He's not putting on a show. He legit does not remember how to speak those languages.
Do you remember how to write in common?
Are you the one that was putting gibberish notes under my door? This is the same handwriting as the other gibberish notes.
Yes, her name's Lynara.
Lynara.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure to meet you, Lynara. Have you seen my glasses?
It's a pleasure to meet several times. Your favorite place to actually put them is in your back right pocket because it means you won't knock them over when you cast spells.
Ah, yes, there they are. I should stop putting them there. If I sit down, I could break them.
Yes, well, you are a busy man and rarely sit down.
You should probably know, Doctor, that Heinfroth is actually going to sleep right now.
Oh, is that? I'm sorry. Who are you?
Merlin Carlyle. Yeah.
Pleasure to have met you, Merlin Carlyle. At this point, you hear this shuffling inside the cell as Van Richten seems to kind of crawl his way to the food slot to look out of it, to get a look at you guys. It's hard to tell with all these robes and masks you're all wearing, but has anyone ever told you have a head shaped quite like a citrus fruit?
Well, it might be my chin poking out from under the mask, but yes, I have heard that. But besides the point, you wanted to escape when Heinfroth was sleeping, and as I've just told you, Heinfroth is asleep, and
Yes.
and we now know what these disgusting creatures are weak to.
That is a very important piece of information, important to determine when he sleeps. I propose we make our escape during those hours. Your toupee, though, the way it sits on top of that little nub, it's really gives you the impression of it's like a lemon, tall, not wide.
Yes, and ripe as ever, Doctor. And I assure you it's not a toupee, just merely a bald spot and choice haircut. But again, that's besides the point and completely unnecessary. How about tomorrow, perhaps, around this time we make our escape if you're down to sleep another night?
Yes, the sooner the better.
But perhaps right now.
Yes, I suppose if you feel up for it, I will admit I do not feel like myself as...
Dr. Van Richten, hello, my name is Tessantius Talendril.
Tessantius, it's a pleasure to have met you.
Well, likewise. Do you remember if there is any way of healing from the intellect drain that these vampires have?
No doubt enough rest could perhaps do the trick. The magics of a high-level cleric.
Wait.
Yeah,
well, we have plenty of those,
Yes.
definitely. Shoot.
As I'm afraid I can't remember all the details. I know there were some spells that can deal with such things. What were the words? If I could only... he kind of mumbles to himself. I can't remember the words of the spell, unfortunately. Have you seen my glasses?
I think they're on the floor right by the food slot.
Huh. I suppose I dropped them earlier.
Well,
Thank
your
you.
face was very close to it, so that's understandable.
If we are going to try to escape together, however, we must be absolutely sure of this window of opportunity. I can't imagine Heinfroth would make it easy for us to try a second time. So when the time does come for escape, I suggest we are all ready and prepared for it.
Well, certainly, we don't have any idea or plan on how we're going to leave this island.
Oh, I'm sorry, who are you?
Kyle Merlyle.
Pleasure to have met you, Kyle Merlyle.
A pleasure is mine. Yes, so as I was saying, we don't have our own ship, really, so we're kind of stuck here. Any ideas on how we can traverse the waters?
Oh, the waters are the least of our concerns. We'll have to traverse the mists to leave this damned place.
Do you know the best way to do that from here?
To traverse the mists?
Yes.
Run straight for them and hope for the best.
That's always been your way.
Sounds like we'll have to steal a ship.
Yes, that would avoid a lot of swimming.
Swim straight for them and hope for the best.
Well, good doctor, our hope then is that the Mercy is still where it is docked.
Yes, perhaps so. Perhaps so. My only other suggestion would be to, well, if you could somehow convince Heinfroth to not sleep, or if you could somehow booze him all up, then perhaps he would be put out of commission. Aside from that, I see no other way but to try to escape while he is sleeping. But rest assured, a place like this will have surveillance. We'll have to find and deal with that as well.
Do the vampires have all other senses they would have had in human life?
I'm sorry, who are you again?
I am Stiletto.
It's a pleasure to have met you, Stiletto. Have you seen my glasses?
I have seen them, and you're still looking through them right now. They're still on your face.
Oh, so they are.
How many of these can we do?
I can do this all day.
I can keep this up for hours.
Man, this is hilarious.
This would be tragic if it wasn't so funny.
This is hilarious and depressing. Deprarious.
Deprarious.
All right, we'll give him that as a name next time.
Deprarious. A pleasure to have met
nemesis.
you, Deprarius. A pleasure indeed. Have you seen my glasses, Deprarius?
Wearing them on the back of your head, sort of like so you have like a face on the back of your head as well as the front.
Oh, yes. Why did I put them on like that? How strange.
To look really cool, I think.
Huh.
Well, Doctor, just one final point I want to get across.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Judge Judy.
Pleasure to have met you, Judge Judy.
Again, pleasure is mine. Yard time is approaching shortly, and
yes.
I think it would be to our benefit if we perhaps maybe continued this conversation outside, or at least you knew who we were.
I'm afraid I have seen the last of my yard time. If I were to have my guess, they have, as you say that, like you see him through the food hole, maybe even hear him like try to get to his feet, and he just like collapses in the process. He's like, oopsie daisy, seems as if I'm just not myself. So I may need you to carry me through the ocean there, Mrs. Judy, was it?
Yes, that's right. Judge Judy, if you will. Yeah.
I might need assistance.
Okay.
So in all seriousness, he can barely walk.
Something to
Van
consider.
Richten is fucked up.
Lynara,
And sorry, go ahead.
Can Lynara reach her hand through just to see if she can hold his hand for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely. You do that and kind of take a peek inside, and you saw Van Richten not but 2 months ago. And in that 2 months, he looks like he's aged 20 years. He's lost maybe 50 pounds. He looks horrible. He looks like the kind of guy who spent a long time in Dr. Heinfroth's asylum. He is not in a good position. He's not in good shape at all. And you take his hand and say, oh, you want to hold my hand? I thought you were trying to hand me my glasses. Have you seen those?
They're in your other hand, sir.
There they are.
Just handed them to you.
Fantastic.
Merlin turns to some Lynara. I think we need to maybe head back to the cell and just kind of think about all this and try and come up with a plan. Yeah?
Yeah. Before I go, can the silly thing I accidentally kicked into your cell, may I have that back?
What?
This
thing?
Yes, that.
Oh, yeah, he hands you back. What was that, anyhow?
Yeah,
A strange-looking little thing.
Funny little trinket of someone I knew once.
I see. I see. I'm sorry, what was your name, young lady?
Lynara Theridane.
Pleasure to have met you, Lynara.
You as well. Erasmus says he misses you and loves you. And she'll squeeze his hand.
And he, bats your hand away. Says, I don't know how you know that name, but you will not say it around me and again, ever. How did you hear that name?
Merlin will pipe up. That's your son, isn't it? He came to see us. Oh, his ghost, anyway. I don't really know how to explain it, but he told us that you were here.
He seems like you can hear in his voice that he becomes very agitated. Says, my son has been dead for decades, and you will not talk about him around me. I know you're not orderlies, but whoever you are, I think I've had quite enough of this conversation. Have any of you seen my glasses, though, before you leave?
They are in your clenched fists, sir.
So they are.
Okay. Name of this episode is Where Are My Glasses?
Yeah, no shit.
dude, where's my glasses?
This is brilliant. Okay, well, that's a neat little bow, I think, on this bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So they are. Hear the sound of glass cracking.
Luckily, he's weak enough to not crush them.
Yeah.
So yeah, how's Lynara? How's Adam even?
Adam spent half of that scene laughing and half of that scene crying, and Lynara's just the crying. If actually Tess was looking and she can see the cloth clings a little wetly to her face.
Definitely a sad way to be reunited. Doesn't even remember who you are. Doesn't remember how to speak abyssal, infernal. Sounds like he doesn't remember the words to his spells. You can tell just by looking at him. He's been through some shit. He's been here a while.
The greatness has literally been drained out of that man.
Mm-hmm. Also looked extremely stressed.
But
It's super stressed.
still has his glasses, though.
Well, he doesn't know that, but yeah.
I think at this
Close
point his
by.
passive perception is -5. Don't mind bang, kids.
All right, then.
Van Richten drugs only once.
But interestingly enough, some of the things he said kind of coincided with some of the things Slash was pushing for not too long ago.
So what you're saying is Slash has just as many good ideas as a brain-dead man.
Withered old man at that.
And even in his condition, you do get some pretty good information out of going to visit Van Richten.
Definitely, that's
Cerebral
huge.
vampires is what you are dealing with. Vampires, intelligence-based vampires who feed not on blood, but on cerebral and spinal fluids. They suck out your intelligence, give it to themselves. But being that they're so tied to, their minds, they have to sleep. They need 8 hours of sleep a day or their mind gets cloudy. And alcohol fucks them up in all kinds of ways.
What we do is we open a bar, fill it with cocaine, and these vampires are gone in a week.
But I mean, that 1 week where they're all on speed.
Oh, that's it. They won't want to bite us.
They'll
We
take
got
over,
the fix.
take over every domain of dread there is.
I mean, they all look like fucking Merlin right now.
Just
Forgot about
spaz
that,
all over
yeah.
the place.
Your tick.
Yeah, but my ticks.
Okay.
So we're going back. Everyone's going back to the main cell.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And at this point, you've got your new info. You've done your best to clean up the events of this morning. What are the... you guys want to do anything in your cell before we kind of fast forward to yard time?
I feel like while these guys were, discussing and having the "Where's my glasses" fiesta,
Sure.
I feel like Salash would definitely be investigating the actual cell to see how the gas comes in,
Yeah.
and if there's a way to plug those holes or what's up.
Okay. And you guys had mentioned trying to get a short rest as well. Is that something?
I think that's still on the table, yeah.
Sure. So I think we have time to do that before the noon hour hits. So let's resolve that right quick. You guys get your hour. You get your short rest. If anyone wants to roll up some hit die, feel free. You've also got a couple items you might want to take a little peek-sees at now that you've got an hour to do so. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, you guys, we got a fancy wand.
You got a wand. And
Salash
yeah,
wants to try the prosthetic arm on.
the prosthetic. Yep. Sure, let's talk about all these magic items then. You want just, you want it all? You want it all? Let's give it all to you.
I want it
Okay.
now.
The wand, I'll give you guys some handouts here in a sec. The wand, though, is a wand of magic detection.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, pretty handy dandy. Wand of magic detection. It's got 3 charges, and you can use one of those charges in action to cast detect magic. And it regains 1d3 expended charges every day at dawn. So there's your handout for that. Whoever takes that. You also, sitting here with it for an hour, realize that Rainer's bone saw's got some stuff going on to it. This is a nice fucking weapon.
Oh.
If you realize, sitting here with it for a while, it's versatile, so it can do 1d6 slashing one-handed or 1d8 if you use it with 2 hands. But more importantly, if you attune to this magic weapon, you will get a +2 bonus to your attack and damage rolls.
It's got to be cursed.
And you get advantage on medicine checks
Ooh.
while wielding Rainer's bone saw.
And it's a simple weapon?
And it's simple. Not even considered martial. Simple, versatile weapon. And finally, the prosthetics. That arm will absolutely attach itself to your body if you want to do that. And you regain use of an arm. It's like you've always had this thing. So you now have 2 arms again. One of them's a prosthetic, but that probably makes you happy. You hated your old body. Now you got a fucking fancy prosthetic arm,
Plus, now you can, Mr. Potato Head it.
right? But it does require an action to Mr. Potato Head it. This thing cannot be removed against your will. No one can pull this arm off of you except you. But as an action, you can totally take your arm off if you want. If you die, though, it just automatically detaches. But there's no funny business. No one can take your arm off.
I can put my arm back on. You can't, so
Yeah.
play safe.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. We have, another couple arms in there and a leg.
You do have
fine.
another prosthetic arm and a prosthetic leg. If Salash is sick of some more of his meat, you'd be like, hey, bro, let's Let's cut off another arm and a leg.
If Tess loses an arm, we're putting the leg on there, and she's gonna kick for days.
There you go.
Kick puncher.
So there's all your fancy loot, and then you want to kind of take a look at the room. Give me investigation to see if you can come up with
Natural 20.
nat 20.
With my investigation minus stress is a 22.
Okay. With a 22, you unfortunately don't find any device that you think would release gas, which kind of tells you, I mean, you're confident in how thorough you were. So that kind of tells you your best guess now is that, the elf and the half-elf still fell asleep, so this is probably not, the gas itself probably not magical, but its appearance might be caused by a magical effect. In other words, maybe a spell is summoning up non-magical gas, is essentially what's going on.
The spell is called Jumping Jack Flash. It's a gas. Boo. I've just been emotionally hurt, okay? They're not going to be great.
Still don't get pity laughs, though.
That's right.
Nope.
All right.
Not in this harsh room.
That's it.
So short rest. Figure that out
rest.
about the gas.
Yeah.
You got about 30 minutes before yard time if anyone wants to do anything in particular.
I really want to attune to that bone saw, but I know I shouldn't.
Yeah, Merlin's also, he's kind of got the same idea. I mean, if anyone else is too scared to wield that thing, I'm sure it'd make a great secondary weapon.
It's a nice bone saw.
Yeah.
Lustra, you can keep a hold of the bag of holding.
No.
All right, then. Can't say I never offered anything to you. I want that bone saw.
Take it, then fucking take it. Attune to it, wield it.
Wield it.
Oh my god. No, it's gonna kill me.
That is the very same bone saw that left me armless.
I would like to start attuning to it.
All right, you attune. Yeah, over the course of the hour, you attune to the bone saw. Good work. Good work.
When it takes the other one miles, this is your fault.
It's okay, I've got a spare.
First big fancy magic weapon. An advantage on medicine checks, too.
And it matches his shirt right now, for those who can't see.
Yes, the cue card does match his shirt. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought
It's
I'm
not a
wearing
shirt
like
of bone saws.
I was confused because his t-shirt says Old El Paso on it.
I know, it's
I was like, what?
It's a taco saw.
It's a taco? What?
such a sick shirt, by the way. I kind of want it so
you.
bad,
It's a
yeah.
nice shirt.
That's not blood. That's salsa.
12 o'clock shows up. Ain't nobody comes to your door to give you yard time. You can absolutely hear all the shuffling. There's a lot of people getting let out of their cells, going to yard time. Your door is not opened.
Do we want to try the episode 7 tactic of just try to blend in like we own the place?
Or actually, before we try that, Lustra would just like to listen, listen intently on the shuffling. Do I hear the other people in the cells talking to each other, or can I glean that these guys have been, mind banged?
It's it's a little bit of both. I mean, yeah, people are talking to each other, but most of the time the conversations make no sense whatsoever, right? It's just...
So maybe we're not going upstairs with the rest of them, probably because maybe we're just... I have a feeling that whatever happened to Van Richten happened to the rest of them. So when it comes to their intelligence being low enough, they're able to go upstairs. And since we are maybe still have our faculties, we're still stuck in here.
Well, then why am I not upstairs?
Yeah, I mean,
Based on that reason.
yeah, the logic doesn't check out there.
Merlin should be playing volleyball.
the
I'm missing
lemon-headed
out.
one is very stupid.
And I mean, to be fair, Heinfroth didn't do anything to Slash. When he was... Well, I mean, in terms of, draining his intelligence, his mass intellect. But it does stand to reason why we would be down here if that's the case, though.
Well, I'm just saying that maybe it has to do with capability. We're still too capable to be left at yard time, maybe.
Oh, wow. This is too capable? Jeez.
Yeah, that says something.
We also murdered someone in the hallway, and they definitely know about it.
And we've broken out twice, and we also checked out the surveillance room and all that stuff.
I'd call that yard time for good behavior.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yard time's usually a good behavior thing. Yeah, it's true. Who knows? You've definitely done all kinds of stuff that it's hard to assume that they haven't seen any of it. But I mean, what do you guys think? You still thinking you've got a lot of conflicting thoughts? Salash's friend and Van Richten himself, kind of both of the Salash's little friend wants to stay the night.
So does Salash.
And so does Salash. And Van Richten, while he wasn't really coming from a perspective of we need to stay another night, he was coming from a perspective of you better fucking be ready when we hit the go button.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really stand anything to gain by staying up, is basically what I'm saying.
Well, even
Yeah,
then,
I mean,
we
speak
also
for
found out
yourself.
that Hindfrost sleeps from 11 till 7 or something, right? So, if anything, yard time tomorrow is probably the best time to do anything. So
Yeah.
we might have to try to survive another night here.
Yeah, well, it's difficult for this side of the table to make decisions because we get everything back after a short rest. So, like, after a short rest, Tess is 100% good to go. So, as much as I hate the idea of going onto that table, like, I feel like it would be optimal for Merlin or Tess to get taken if we stay a night, but because Salash didn't get a long rest, if he doesn't get another one, it's gonna be, I don't know, man.
You put up a good point, but like I said, it's I would rather have one of the spellcasters be down and have our other spells back up, so at least that way we have some healing around, that kind of thing. Yeah, Salash would be useless, but I mean, he's not exactly a DPS engine anyway.
We have multiple sources of healing. They can't take all of us at the same time.
That is a nice little party mechanic you guys have going on. A lot of you have at least one little healing spell going for you. Is it everyone but Merlin who has healing
think so.
capabilities?
Merlin has second wind.
That's
true.
right. Yeah.
Tess has a potion of healing.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, we wanted to take a long rest because we were weak, but then we fought against it because we didn't have enough information. I feel like we have enough information and we now know what to expect. So we can prepare ourselves accordingly. But with the amount of stuff that we'll get back by having a long rest, then we actually have a plan to get out, or at least the semblance of one. That might be our best course of action.
Yeah,
there's no good answer out of this, but I feel like this is the best of the bad answers.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. Like, especially like we're moving tomorrow night regardless. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. May as well have as many resources available as possible. Us staying up or avoiding a long rest at this juncture, it's not worth it in my mind.
Yeah, I just don't want us. I don't want to stay another night.
Yeah, but what's okay? So we entertain that, then we're fucked.
No, I mean we're gonna stay another night. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be salty
okay.
about it.
Yeah, no, well, of course.
Yeah, it's definitely a pick your poison kind of moment, but yeah, I don't think there's any wrong answers. And also, it's not like Van Richten's, getting out of here easy too, right? There's some logistical stuff going on with that guy. We got to figure out how we're going to get him out because he can't walk very good.
It's true. You have to find his glasses to begin with.
That's right. Yeah.
Poor
Who
guy.
knows where it'll go from there?
Can we just tape it to his face?
And he still won't know.
Yeah, he still won't realize.
Have you seen my roll of masking tape?
It's on your face, sir. Oh, thank you.
What a fucked up situation to be in, though, To
Yeah.
so drained that it's almost sounds like the best course of action is to subject yourself to possibly having your arm cut off tonight.
Great.
It's
That's
true.
your best option.
So good.
Well, if it sounds like that's the route you guys are going towards,
Yeah, I think it is.
We'll fast forward to to supper time. 6 o'clock hits. People get taken back down into their cells from the volleyball games are all over, and everyone comes back downstairs. You're fed dinner through the little food hole. Chicken pot pie, Merlin. Chicken pot pie.
I'll take it. Yeah.
No hardtack for you.
I'm still thinking chicken man.
Right?
Oh,
Who knows?
no.
Who knows what's in that chicken pot
Freshly
pie?
roasted.
Soylent chicken pot pie.
They're nice though. Little individual sized chicken pot pies. Still no utensils though, so you're gonna have to shove your fingers into the boiling hot filling of the chicken pot pie.
All right.
Well, damn.
Or you
That
can
is
wait.
tonight's torture.
Okay.
Slash is just going to take the prosthetic arm and make a scoop with the hand and just feed himself that
Oh,
way.
there
with his
you
other
go.
Arm.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're Mr. Potato Heading
He
it?
lucked out.
Yeah, basically.
Hell yeah.
And of course, put away the prosthetic once he's done with it, of course. Can't let them know that, he's got this prosthetic.
Man, it's possible jailbreak in the morning. Oh, this is getting exciting. Dinner time goes by though. You guys still sticking to this plan?
Yeah, I don't think there's any going back now. We're we're in it for the night.
Just quick question. How many saving throws do I have to make against the gas to have time to cut off Salash's other arm while he's asleep?
Oh.
How good was that bone saw?
Yeah, really.
Oh, you do
jeez.
have the bone saw, don't you?
Yeah.
We can find out here soon if you want. You guys
No,
are sticking to it though, eh? Long rest.
Yeah.
Hope
Yeah.
for the best.
Yep.
Hope most of you get rested up and you have a better chance of success in your escape attempts tomorrow. Oh, man. Oh, man. 8 o'clock comes rolling around. The gas starts pouring into your cell, and someone's going to have to break out a D100. But let's just find out who it is next week, I guess.
Oh, my God.
That's sort of Damocles.
If it's Slash again, I'm going to be fucked.
It's going to be
man.
amazing.